Earlier this week, Kamala Harris had a town hall, and this is of course after she announced that she will be running for president in 2020. And one of the things that she claimed to support is Medicare for all, which is a progressive proposal, something that progressives care deeply about. She says that she also cares about it. And if you look at the polling, it appears that she's now doing a little better. She's currently at third place behind Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders when it comes to the election and the possibility of these candidates getting elected. Now it's still early on, obviously, and all of this is really based on name recognition. But there were other interesting parts of this poll which was done by Politico and Morning Consult. A majority of Democrats, 57%, said they would be more likely to support a candidate who backs Medicare for all, in which all Americans get their health insurance from the government. Only 22% of Democrats would be less likely to support a candidate who would prefer Medicare for all over preserving and improving the existing system under the Affordable Care Act.
So I love that poll, but I don't love Politico framing it like it was Kamala Harris's idea.
They did frame it like that, and it was weird because it was not her idea. And I think even people who don't like Bernie Sanders or Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or real progressives would agree that this was not Harris's idea.
So, I mean, look, in the beginning, when Bernie Sanders came out with it, they're like, oh, it's not gonna be popular. And now that it is popular, like, well, Kamala Harris has come out, and part of her coming out, it was in Iowa saying she's for Medicare for all. And look at how popular Medicare for all is. Oh, now that Kamala Harris is in favor of it, all of a sudden you acknowledge that it's popular. But anyway, I'll take it. I'll take it that she's for Medicare for all, and I'll take it that Politico actually for the first time admitted that Medicare for all is incredibly popular.
Yeah, so there are other issues that Democratic voters were polled on, and this poll specifically focused on Democratic voters. Nearly half, 48%, would be less likely to support a candidate who had accepted donations from Wall Street. I'm actually surprised that the number isn't higher, but okay, it's one poll and it's still a pretty high number. Kamala Harris is now again the third choice of Democratic voters who were asked to pick their favorite person for the party's nomination next year. Also, 39% of Democrats said they'd be more likely to, I hate this framing as well. 39% of Democrats said they'd be more likely to vote for a woman compared to 13% who'd be less likely to vote for a female candidate. First of all, that 13%, like, why are you less likely to vote if it's a woman? And even for those who think I'm more likely to vote for this person if it's a woman. Like, yes, we need, at some point, I think it makes all the sense in the world to elect a woman as president. We're far overdue. But that can't be the determining factor. That's not the right thing to do. You want the right candidate who has the right policies, who's being honest, who's being genuine, who's gonna fight for Americans. That's what you want, not is it a woman? Is this person gay? Is this person religious? Is this person not religious? Why do we care so much about that nonsense identity stuff?
Yeah, so you want a candidate who is for women's rights.
Yeah.
But not necessarily a woman. And then I say that because Betsy DeVos is a woman. Would you elect her president? No! I would much rather have a man who's for women's rights than to have someone who is not as strong on that issue. And I agree, the framing is wrong. But we did learn one thing from it though. The 13% who are less likely to vote for a woman, there's something wrong with you.
Yes.
And they're in the Democratic Party, by the way.
Yes.
Okay.
Weird.
So it is weird. But by the way, Biden is still number one. Bernie Sanders is still number two. And Elizabeth Warren is number 4. Like what you see? Click the subscribe button below and don't forget to ring the bell to never miss another video from the Young Turks.